Good morning, everyone. This week we are getting started with week 9, and we're going to continue moving forward with our writing project 3 by taking a look at a couple of sample essays that deal with problem solutions and working on an outline. So when you take a look at the week 9 to-do list, you will see that for Monday we're going to read a couple of articles and begin our argument develop discussion board. These articles are from NPR, and they don't necessarily present the arguments in a traditional way, so you'll have to be careful when you pay attention to exactly what these authors are trying to discuss in their reading. But they do both talk about a problem in a community and a solution to the problem, which is exactly what we're writing about for Writing Project 3. So once you read those two articles, you will complete the discussion post. It is similar to the discussion post from last week. However, there's a little bit more reflection about how this may impact your choices for your Writing Project 3. So that's what we'll be working on Monday. Tuesday, we will start the argument counter-argument assignment, which is due on Wednesday. And the argument counter-argument assignment, let me find it here. That's not it. Well, I opened it, but here. The argument counter-argument assignment is an assignment that asks you to think about the opposing point of view in your argument. So what may people say who disagree with you? I've given the example here of how I don't like to eat at Jack in the Box anymore because a really good friend of mine had a very bad experience eating at Jack in the Box several years ago. And even though it was in a different state, it's been many years, I still have something I don't care for Jack in the Box. So if I were thinking about why pros and cons of eating at Jack in the Box, I would take a look at my list and try to determine how I would respond if someone made a point about eating at Jack in the Box. We're going to take a look at this anticipating opposition article, and on this article it will give you some advice for creating a pro-con list. And that is exactly what we're going to do for your Writing Project 3 position. And in your once you've created your pro-con list, you will look at a couple of your con statements in more detail. How do you plan to argue those in your own essay, and what will you say to the reader to counter them? So remember, this might not be directly someone saying, no, I disagree with your idea. It could be someone saying something like, I don't think your idea is as big of an issue as you're saying that it is, or I don't think that public money should go to funding that idea. So you may have to think a little bit outside of the box about counter arguments when you're thinking about your own particular topic. But that's the assignment that will be due on Wednesday evening. Then Thursday, we will be moving forward with our outline. So you'll see there's some reading for you to consider that discusses outlines, and there's an outline assignment. So for this outline assignment, I have asked you to look at your research project in detail and include as much information as possible to help you begin the writing process. So I've given you an outline here that you can follow. I also think that the readings have a couple of different outline structures you can use. I don't really care what structure you use, as long as you're including all of the important information that you need to include. That's what's really the key factor here. So you'll have an introduction with your thesis statement. You'll have a paragraph discussing your problem in the community. You will have an analysis of the problems. Here's where you'll be discussing your resources probably, a counter-argument, and discussion of potential solutions, and then finally your conclusion and your working works cited page. So you'll be working on adding as much detail as you can in order to make your argument effective, or your outline effective, And you'll start that on Thursday, and it is due on Sunday. And also due on Sunday, as every Sunday, are your secondary discussion posts. So that's a little bit of an overview of what we're doing this week, week 9, and moving forward with our Writing Project 3 with a couple of assignments and a few different pieces of reading and some informational reading about outlines. If you have any questions or any concerns about anything, please feel free to contact me. Thanks.